breaking news today. As California's governor criticizes the vice president's family vacation, federal agents are working tirelessly to rescue children from forced labor. Why is there outrage over a trip to Disneyland when real crises are unfolding?
Hello, and welcome to That News Show, where we discuss the latest facts, fakes, and hypocrisy as reported by the legacy media. Let's roll the tape.
When federal agents bravely rescue children from forced labor, Newsom responds not with gratitude, but with outrage, lawsuits, and performative tweets. But why is California's governor fixated on Vice President Vance's family vacation amid his own state's crises? Fox News reports that J.D. Vance humorously countered Governor Newsom's trolling. Let's see what we can find out.
Illegally. Yeah.
The raids are only going to get more often, I think, with the very beginning phase of this. Also in California over the weekend, J.D. Vance, the vice president, was with his family at Disneyland, and the governor hit him up on X. He said, "Hope you enjoy your family time, J.D. Vance. The families you're tearing apart certainly won't." He responded, "Had a great time. Thanks."
This scenario reflects a broader national divide. On one side, a commitment to the rule of law, national sovereignty, and the safety of American families. On the other, a political class fixated on appearances, social media hashtags, and personal ambitions at the expense of those they purport to protect. It's only when a Republican visits that the political machine ramps up, leveraging social media for quick points rather than addressing the real crises. While federal agents risk their lives to rescue children from trafficking and forced labor, the governor is preoccupied with criticizing the vice president for a family trip to Disneyland. The vice president's family outing sparked an uproar among progressives, with the governor and activists quick to claim the moral high ground. Rather than addressing serious issues like border security or the crisis in the illegal cannabis market, the governor prefers to focus on viral content and partisan theatrics. Meanwhile, federal agents continue their crucial work of protecting vulnerable children and enforcing the law, often without adequate support from local authorities who prioritize virtue signaling over public safety. This irony is stark, especially since the state's policies have turned California into a hub for illegal labor and black market cannabis operations, even as the legal market suffers from excessive regulation and high taxes. Yet they remain silent on the families disrupted by California's own policies, from child custody battles to the economic fallout from Sacramento's regulatory excess. The vice president's brief and unfazed response highlights the performative nature of these attacks. They desire real solutions, not political stunts, and are weary of being told that law enforcement is immoral while actual abuses are overlooked.
In fact, a week ago today, Monday, it was the 6-month anniversary of the LA wildfires. I did an event in Los Angeles pointing out that nothing's been done. It's still a disaster. Kennedy and I have talked about this.
On one side, there's a commitment to law, order, and protecting American families, as seen in federal agents risking their lives to rescue children from forced labor. This isn't just a problem for California, it's a national warning sign. 6 months after wildfires ravaged Los Angeles, the lingering devastation serves as a stark reminder of Sacramento's misaligned priorities with the needs of everyday Californians. They want real solutions, not more distractions. Meanwhile, wildfire victims await similar innovative support, highlighting the selective compassion and misplaced priorities under one-party rule in California. Instead of mobilizing resources to rebuild communities or streamline insurance processes, Sacramento is launching cash card programs for families affected by federal immigration enforcement, programs funded by philanthropy, not by the city's strained budget. The left's obsession with appearances and hashtags, coupled with their aversion to enforcement and border security, has led to a governance crisis where the most vulnerable, from wildfire victims to trafficked children, are left behind. The divide in disaster response strategies is stark. The American people are demanding better than endless political theater. As families sift through the ashes of their homes, the state's political leaders are caught up in social media feuds and viral engagement metrics instead of focusing on real relief and reform. This has led to a thriving illegal cannabis market, ongoing child exploitation, and a regulatory environment that stifles legal businesses while criminals thrive. On the other, the state government focuses on virtue signaling, litigation, and performative outrage, inadvertently supporting the very black market labor abuses they claim to oppose.
Not running the state properly, but boosting his social media.
He's not the only Democrat who thinks that, too. But there's also this. In L.A., continuing to do these cash payments, including to illegal immigrants. Here's Karen Bass, the mayor of L.A., on this.
Their coverage highlights the ICE raids, the rescue of minors from forced labor, and the booming illegal cannabis market under lax state regulations. What stands out most is the message these policies send nationwide. Breaking the law might not only get you sanctuary, but also a financial incentive, while law-abiding individuals are overlooked. They accurately report that the cash card program is philanthropically funded, Yet they emphasize the disparity in aid distribution, noting that while undocumented immigrants receive immediate assistance, wildfire victims and legal residents face delays. Fox News could enhance its reporting by including more local perspectives and expert analysis to evaluate the long-term effects of these policies. While Mayor Bass defends the initiative as a humanitarian necessity, critics argue that it encourages illegal immigration and further strains city resources amid a billion-dollar budget deficit. While the visuals of raids and protests are powerful, additional on-the-ground reporting from affected communities would offer a more complete view of the impact on everyday Angelenos. This issue goes beyond local politics and serves as a cautionary tale for the entire country, highlighting the broader consequences of unchecked illegal immigration, regulatory overreach, and performative politics. The impact is particularly evident in Los Angeles, where Mayor Karen Bass has launched a program providing financial assistance to families affected by immigration enforcement. Boosting social media engagement has become a top priority for California's leadership, often at the expense of effective governance. This shift in focus has even drawn criticism from within the Democratic Party.
But we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. It's a couple $100s, I don't know the exact amount, and this should be available in about a week.
And that's specifically for people who have been affected by ICE raids.
Well, at least they have homes. People in Altadena and Pacific Palisades and Malibu, they don't have homes. They don't have permits to build because Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are letting insurance companies do whatever they want, which is not make any payments. So you can't get permits unless you have funding.
The consequences ripple through construction, retail, and local services, key drivers of California's economy. This issue isn't just about fairness. It's about the sustainability of California's economic framework. This leadership prioritizes the rule of law and the safety of American families, steering clear of short-lived social media fame or yielding to activist demands. The selective compassion in Los Angeles reflects a broader issue. Until both Sacramento and City Hall realign their priorities, Californians will continue to bear the consequences through lost homes, fractured communities, and a diminishing middle class. When the government favors quick cash handouts for specific groups over necessary structural reforms, such as streamlining insurance claims, reducing bureaucratic obstacles for building permits, or holding insurers accountable, it signals that personal responsibility and property rights take a backseat to political maneuvering, funded by philanthropy rather than the city's own budget. The initiative aims to provide immediate relief to those entangled in immigration issues. On one hand, cash is distributed to individuals who, according to the mayor, are hesitant to leave their homes and are unable to work. Observing their neighbors in Malibu or the Palisades struggle to rebuild or secure insurance payouts, families tighten their budgets, postpone home improvements, and rethink long-term investments. In contrast, the approach from Washington focuses on enforcing laws, protecting children from exploitation, and restoring order in markets disrupted by illegal activities. In partnership with external groups, the city will distribute prepaid cards loaded with several $100s to those impacted by recent ICE raids. Los Angeles is reintroducing cash assistance programs like the Angelino card, this time targeting families affected by federal immigration enforcement. Effective recovery demands a government that advocates for all its citizens, not just those who align with a specific narrative or political agenda. When disaster relief and economic recovery are swayed by political convenience, it results in a fragmented array of programs that favor activism over accountability. Small businesses in these areas, already struggling with the aftermath of fires and regulatory challenges, face reduced customer bases and uncertain futures. This is just the tip of the iceberg. J.D. Vance, who stands up for the rule of law, is smeared, while Newsom's record on crime and immigration is far from exemplary. Democratic leaders like Gavin Newsom often grandstand about family vacations and tweet their outrage, yet their energy seems lacking when federal law enforcement officers face threats in their own state. If Democrats focused more on protecting Americans and less on virtue signaling, California might be safer. The pattern is predictable: distract, deflect, and attack those who defend our borders or enforce the law. The question remains, when will the left stop pretending and start governing? The American people see through this act. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. This has been That News Show. That's all I have for now.